Hey, how's it going, YouTube? Today I'm going to go over a video that shows you some basics about Outpost Rush. So how you queue is you're going to hit the K button. You're going to bring up activities. You're going to go to Outpost Rush and it's going to say queue. I've already queued. I wanted to get into a match and go over things. We're going to run a whole match of OPR. Hopefully it's a decent one so we can make a video on it. So you can queue into OPR with up to 4 other teammates. However, the way they made the queuing system this season is you need 1 healer. So you can either queue with 4 DPS or 4 DPS and 1 healer. I wanted to make this video because I know Aeternum dropped about a month ago, and I feel like there's a lot of new players that don't know a lot about Outpost Rush and the basics of it. So we're gonna go over some of that stuff, and hopefully it helps you guys. Trying to get my controller to zoom out of the map. Why is it not working? Yeah. So if you hit the M button, you can bring up the map. There's going to be a team that spawns on this side of the map and a team that spawns on this side of the map. The basics of how you score in this OPR Outpost Rush is going to be by controlling these 3 territories. First team to 1,000 points win, and you gain 1 point per second per these caps, right? So if you have 2 caps, you're going to be getting 2 points per second. The other team, if they control 1, they'll be getting 1 point per second. And basically when you start out, this is very important. I wanted to mention to you guys, when the match starts off, ideally you want 19 of your 20 players on mid. If you want the best chance for your team to win, when the game starts, you need to go to mid. 1 player, so keep an eye out. Make sure one of your teammates goes to your cap, right? The one that you guys spawned by, and get that. But everyone else should go mid. There's going to be that's usually how most of these OPRs start. Actually, take that back. That's how all of these OPRs start, is a big fight on mid. If your team can get that, you're off to a good start. There's going to be Baron, which spawns every 10 minutes. It is very good to go there. It is a PvE boss that you're going to go there and fight. It is very important that most of your team goes there every 10 minutes to kill that, because what happens is the team who gets the last hit on Baron, which is very important to make that point, because you guys can be there and kill 99% of Baron, but whoever gets the final blow on Baron will get the benefits of killing Baron. And what happens is, as you see at the top, the score bar, right? And as I stated, you get points per second for having these objectives capped, right? Whoever kills Baron, the other team's score will get locked for, I believe it's 2.5 minutes. So it is very important, right? And then if you look at the map, it's going to show you that there's a mining area right here. So there is some PvE in OPR. I don't recommend it, but I'm going to show you guys everything that OPR has. So there's a mining area over here if you want to get infused ore. On the map over here, there is going to be, this is going to have infused wood, which looks like the weird wood. You can get that over here. And then another resource is going to be wolves. You can skin them. Those are the 3 crafting materials that you use to upgrade your bases. And the wolves are just kind of scattered around this area over here. There's a few areas with the wolves. Um, yeah, right there you can see a wolf's den right there. There's a wolf's den right here. Um, and then the last thing I want to go over on the map is here. This spawns, I believe, every 5 minutes. And what that does is it's another PvE boss. If you go there and kill that boss, you get a summoning stone, which you can put right at one of these platforms that my crosshairs is on. If you have one of those summoning stones, you can go here, press E, and as you see, there's 3 different ones. This is going to be the brute is from the one I just showed you guys. It's called Portals. You can see on the upper right corner of my screen, it says Corrupted Portal activates in 12 seconds. You go there, kill it. You pick up the bag that he drops. You can bring the summoning stone. To any of these summoning platforms, there's going to be one of these platforms at all 3 bases, mid and both end caps. The other place that you can get a summoning stone is going to be from this specific alpha wolf right here. That drops one. I think that drops the ghost summoning stone. And then the third one is going to be from a PvE boss that spawns right here. That one, I believe, drops the bear. Right? And as you can see, somebody's been running through here. So here's some of the infused ore that I was referring to. This guy over here is mining it. Oh, it's a guy's name's Farmer. Oh, let's try to kill this guy. See what kind of mats he dropped. Oh, wait, what? I thought he was gonna have a bunch of mats. His name was Farmer. Okay, he did not drop any mats. Not much. But with that being said, if you're farming mats and you die, you will lose half of them. So these are what the infused wood looks like. These are the wolves that if you kill them, you can skin them. You can get the leather. There's more of these infused wood. This is the location of Baron that we were talking about a little bit ago. Baron will spawn right here. We're going to go back to our base, and I'm going to show you a few things. A few things related to what we went over. But another side note that I wanted to mention to you guys. If you guys come in here, you should be running different attributes than what you would run in PvE. You cannot come... I don't recommend you going into any PvP with 5 con. The best spot to be running your constitution is going to be 200 con. For most builds in this game, run 200 con. No more, no less. That is a good sweet spot. So if you're in one of these bases, if you're in the base, right, and your team has to control the base, you can shop from this armory. Zephyr Cakes gives you 10% speed boost, which you buy with this Azoth essence that you get from killing the AIs. There's Monster Slayer. This, I don't know if I've ever applied to myself. Increased damage and absorption against non-player enemies. So if you're out killing non-player enemies, this will give you a boost. This is another good one. Depending on your build, you're going to either want to run Zephyr Cakes for the extra speed, which is what I run. Or you could run Battle Bread, which increases damage and absorption against enemy players by 5%. So 5% more damage, 5% less damage taken, right? So if I buy this, it'll be under Outpost Rush. I'll just go ahead and put it right in my hotbar. I eat it. I'm faster. right? So with those materials that we went over, some of the stuff you can buy are these doors. You just walk right up to it. You'll be able to hit T and you can build the door. There's going to be 3 tiers of doors. So if this door wasn't here, you'd come up here, build the door. It'll say upgrade. You can hit the upgrade button, continue, make tier 2. It'll say upgrade again. If you have the mats, then you can do tier 3. These tents are only going to be in the end cap bases, right? So there's going to be a tent here available to make, and there's going to be one here. There's I don't think, pretty positive there's not one in the middle. And these, they're called command posts, are pretty significant. Let's see, we might actually have the buff from them. Your damage is increased by 5%. Nope, that's not it. That's not it. This is it. This is what you get. So there's 3 tiers of these tents. Each tier is going to give you 3%. Since somebody crafted this tier 3, we have 9% damage increase and 9% damage absorption. These things are pretty good. This right here is called a protection ward. We call it a respawn beacon. If you have one of these, which again, this is another one that can only be crafted on the end buildings. They can only be crafted at these. You cannot craft them in the middle. So if I were to go out here and die, it would spawn me here as opposed to up there where I would normally respawn. So we killed that guy pretty quick. What else can we go over? We can go over a little bit of strategy. So as I said, when the match starts, you want to 100% go to mid. This is mid. Other thing that I recommend is sticking with your team. Sticking with your team is going to get you griefed a lot less, because you're either going to be with your group fighting the other team, or there's a good chance that you're going to run into the other team, and it never feels good when you're by yourself and you get killed by 5, 10, 15 people. It does not feel good. So other thing that I can show you guys is, because I kind of want to go over everything, no matter how big or how small these things are. So at every post, right, middle and to both 2 end ones, they're gonna have I was like, why is it not showing me? It's gonna have these storage sheds. I can store them here, right? So if I have a friend, or if I'm crafting stuff for the team, I could put it in there, right? Anybody else on my team can then go in here and be like, ooh, there's Zephyr cakes, let me take them, right? So that is kind of like a team community storage shed. Now, if the other team were to take this mid base, it would still be available at any spot that we control. Another thing that you could do, because I said we're going to go over a little bit of strategy, right? My team is doing very well right now, and I'm not even helping them. But if there was a huge battle on mid, right, and the enemy team was getting the better of our team, and it didn't seem like we were going to be able to get this, what you could do, of course, if you're a DPS, right, or really any position, is you could bypass mid, and you could go to, again, assuming they control this, all we had was Moon, and they had star. We could go to star, and what we could do is we could try to cap it. They will see the circle changing from their color to, you know, they'll see me capping it. And what it'll do is it'll force, most of the time, multiple enemies to go there and try to prevent you from getting it. So that is a good strategy to try to get the enemy team to go somewhere else. Another thing that you should know if you're just getting started in OPR or even just PvP in general and New World is, of course, if you're playing a DPS, if you're playing a disruptor, even if you're playing a tank, right? Well, mainly the DPS, mainly DPS that can output a lot of damage. What you want to do, who you want to focus on, is going to be the enemy team healers. I cannot stress this enough. If there was 4 guys fighting right here and a healer up there, you're not going to do anything to that healer or to these guys down here. You're going to be sitting here swinging on people, and they're not going to be dying because there's going to be a healer up there. So as a DPS, you definitely want to focus healers. Here's another one of those respawn beacons. I'm trying to think. I want to make sure that I give you guys just a general overview and any tips or tricks I can think of for Outpost Rush. If you see someone with a tower shield, it's not usually a good idea to focus all of your attention on them. I've seen a lot of teams throw matches because there'll be a heavy tank with a tower shield with 5, 7, 8 of our teammates just focusing that person. Meanwhile, the enemy team is capping all the objectives. So don't do that. Don't be that team that focuses a tower shield guy that isn't dying. Yeah, I mean, I want to say that's about it. I don't want to drag this video out longer than it needs to be. That's pretty much the basics right there. If you hit the end button, you can bring up the scoreboard and you can look at you know, what everybody in the match is doing. You can filter this by clicking on these things. If you want to see who has the most kills in the game, you can click that, see who has the most kills. If you want to do it by score, same thing. You can look through allies, enemies. That's with the end button. If you hit the end button, the end button is what brings up the map. And that's an example of dying. So we'll see what happens. You see right in front of us, there's the respawn beacon on our team. So we should spawn there. See, we only spawned here because we had this respawn beacon right here. I think that's it, guys. Can't really think of any other basic information for OPR, but I will say, if you've been wanting to play it, don't be scared. Just get in there. I do recommend running 200 con. Just get in there, have fun. Maybe try to find some friends, queue up with them, and, you know, try to play together. This is a very Zergy game mode, which I don't know if I kind of went over that a little bit. The Zerg, if you hear that term and you don't know what that is basically like their big group of people, right? Like if they're, you know, 5, 10, 15, 20 people running together, that would be their Zerg. And it doesn't feel good to come across them, as I said, by yourself. So that's why you want to stick with your teammates. Uh, but yeah, guys, that's a basic guide on Outpost Rush. I hope you guys found it useful. I'm gonna continue to be putting out videos uh, for New World. I stream at 6 days a week. If you enjoyed this, check me out over on Twitch at Noble Duelist TTV. And subscribe to the YouTube channel if you enjoyed the video. You guys have a good day. I appreciate you guys. Take it easy. Peace.